Have you ever walked through a crowded busy city street during rush hour and really looked at the people around you? I mean, really looked at them. If you take a sample of 100 average men and women starting their working lives at age 21, by the time they reach age 65, the statistics are absolutely terrifying. According to the Social Security Administration and decades of research, only 1 will be rich. 4 will be financially independent. 5 will be still working because they have to, not because they want to. 54 will be broke and dependent on others. And the rest will be dead. That means only 5% make it. The other 95% fall into the abyss of mediocrity. Actually, Tracy argues that the numbers are even tighter. He says that really, only about 3% of people ever achieve their full potential. The other 97% live lives of quiet desperation. They work jobs they dislike, to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. Why is this? Is it because the 3% are smarter? No. Is it because they had rich parents? Rarely. Is it because they are just lucky? Absolutely not. Tracy spent over 40 years studying self-made millionaires and successful leaders to answer this exact question. And the answer he found is brutal. It is uncomfortable. It stings. But it is the only truth that can set you free from the herd. If you are tired of being average, if you are tired of looking at your bank account and feeling a knot in your stomach, you need to listen to this video until the very last second. We are going to break down exactly why 97% of people fail, and how you can immediately transfer yourself into the top 3%. The first and most dangerous trap that keeps people average is the comfort zone. This is the great enemy of human potential. We are creatures of habit. We find a job that pays just enough to cover the bills, we find a relationship that is just tolerable enough not to leave, and we find a routine that requires the minimum amount of brain power. And then, we go to sleep. Brian says that the comfort zone is not just a place, it is a state of mind. It is a thermal regulator for your success. Imagine a thermostat in your house set to 70 degrees. If the temperature drops to 65, the heater kicks on to bring it back up. If it goes up to 75, the air conditioner kicks on to bring it back down. You have a financial thermostat and a success thermostat. If you start to earn a little more money than you are used to, you will unconsciously find a way to sabotage yourself. You will spend it, you will lose it, or you will stop working hard, just to get back to your comfort zone. The average person fights tooth and nail to stay in their rut. And remember, the only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth. To join the top 3%, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to realize that growth only happens outside of that zone. If you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling stretched, if you are feeling like you don't know what you are doing, congratulations. That is the feeling of growing rich. The second reason, and this is a psychological plague, is something called learned helplessness. This concept was discovered by Dr. Martin Seligman. He found that when animals or humans are subjected to negative stimuli they can't control for a long enough period, they eventually just give up. Even when the opportunity to escape is presented to them, they don't take it. They just sit there and suffer. You see this in the adult world every day. Ask someone why they aren't rich. They will give you a list of reasons. The economy is bad. My boss hates me. I didn't go to the best college. I have bad genetics. I don't have the time. These are not reasons, these are excuses born from learned helplessness. They have convinced themselves that they are victims. Tracy teaches that the most common word in the victim's vocabulary is I can't. I can't save money. I can't lose weight. I can't start a business. The moment you say, I can't, your brain shuts down. It stops looking for solutions. The top 3% never say, I can't. They substitute it with, how can I? How can I double my income? How can I afford that car? How can I find the time? When you ask how, you force your brain to work. You move from being a victim to being a victor. You have to exterminate the victim mentality from your life. No one is coming to save you. No one. The government isn't coming. Your parents aren't coming. It is up to you. The third trap is the path of least resistance. By nature, humans are energy-conserving organisms. We are biologically hardwired to look for the easiest, fastest way to get what we want with the least amount of effort. In the prehistoric days, this kept us alive. In the modern world, it keeps us broke. The average person is always looking for a shortcut. They want the get-rich-quick scheme. They want the pill that makes them lose weight without exercise. They want the success without the sacrifice. They are driven by the law of least effort. They arrive at work at the last possible minute, they leave at the first possible minute, and they do the absolute minimum required not to get fired. The top 3% live by a different law. They live by the law of sowing and reaping. They understand that you cannot harvest a crop you did not plant. They are willing to pay the price. They are willing to do the hard things. They make the calls when they are terrified. They study when they are exhausted. They invest when they are broke. There is a simple rule: if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. The 97% choose the easy path every single day, and they end up with a very hard life of financial struggle. The fourth reason, and this is perhaps the most significant predictor of social mobility in America, is time perspective. Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard University conducted 50 years of research into upward socioeconomic mobility. He wanted to know why some people move up and others stay at the bottom. He found that it wasn't education, it wasn't race, and it wasn't intelligence. It was long-time perspective. The higher you go on the ladder of success, the further into the future you are thinking. The average person thinks about tonight. Maybe the weekend. They think about immediate gratification. I want to eat this pizza now. I want to buy these shoes now. I want to watch this show now. They are slaves to the present moment. The successful person thinks 5, 10, 15 years into the future. They make decisions today based on where they want to be in a decade. Brian calls this delayed gratification. It is the ability to discipline yourself to deny yourself a small pleasure now, in order to enjoy a massive reward later. The average person cannot wait. They eat the seed corn. They spend every dollar they make. If they get a raise, they increase their spending. They are on a hedonic treadmill. The wealthy person plants the seeds. They invest. They learn. They sacrifice the now for the later. Ask yourself, is what I am doing right now going to help me in 10 years, or is it just fun? The fifth trap is the trap of conformity and the reference group. This is insidious. We are social animals with a deep, biological need to belong. We are terrified of being cast out of the tribe. So, unconsciously, we mimic the people around us. Brian Tracy says that your reference group, the people you identify with and associate with, determines about 95% of your success or failure. If you hang out with 5 people who are broke, complaining, and cynical, you will inevitably be the 6th. It is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. You pick up their habits, their language, their worldview, and their limitations. The 97% look around at their neighbors and say, well, everyone else is buying a new car on credit, so I guess I should too. Everyone else spends their evenings watching TV, so that must be what life is about. They follow the herd. And the herd is heading off a cliff. To be in the top 3%, you have to be willing to be different. You have to be willing to be called obsessed. You have to be willing to leave your old friends behind if they are dragging you down. This is painful. It is lonely. But you cannot fly with eagles if you continue to scratch with turkeys. You need to consciously choose a new reference group. Surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, people who challenge you, people who make you feel uncomfortable because their standards are so high. The sixth reason is something Brian calls the someday aisle. This is a place where 97% of people live. You talk to them and they say, someday I'll read that book. Someday I'll start that business. Someday I'll get in shape. Someday I'll save money. They live on someday aisle. They are surrounded by other people on someday aisle. And what do? They sit around and swap excuses for why they are on the island. Oh, I would have started, but the economy. I would have done it, but my wife. The truth is, someday is not a day of the week. It does not exist on the calendar. If you don't do it today, if you don't take action now, you are voting to stay on the island forever. The top 3% don't have a someday. They have a today. They have a deadline. They have urgency. The seventh brutal truth is a lack of clear goals. We have touched on this, but it is the mechanical reason for failure. Imagine a ship leaving a port. If the captain has no destination, no map, and no rudder, the ship will just drift. It will circle around, run out of fuel, and eventually crash on the rocks. It will never, ever arrive at a beautiful destination by accident. The 97% are that ship. They are drifting. If you ask them what they want to achieve in the next 12 months, they will give you a vague answer. I want to be happy. I want more money. These are not goals, these are wishes. And a wish is just a goal with no energy behind it. The top 3% have specific, written goals. They know exactly how much they want to earn. They know exactly what they want to weigh. They know exactly what their life looks like. And because they know where they are going, their cybernetic mechanism, their brain, guides them there straight as an arrow. If you don't have a plan for your life, you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. The eighth reason is the fear of failure and the fear of rejection. These are the two biggest fears that paralyze humanity. The fear of failure is not the actual failure. Failure is just feedback. Failure is how we learn. We learn to walk by falling down. We learn to ride a bike by falling off. But as adults, we become terrified of looking foolish. We become terrified of losing money or time. So we do nothing. We play it safe. We play not to lose instead of playing to win. And the fear of rejection is even worse. We are so afraid that someone will say no to us or criticize us that we don't even ask. We don't make the sales call. We don't ask for the promotion. We don't launch the video. The top 3% feel the fear too. They are not superhuman. They are just courageous. Brian defines courage not as the absence of fear, but as the mastery of fear. They feel the fear and they do it anyway. They know that every no brings them closer to a yes. They become what W. Clement Stone called inverse paranoids. They believe the world is plotting to do them good. They see every failure as a lesson that prepares them for success. The ninth and final reason is a lack of persistence. This is the quality that guarantees success eventually. Everyone starts. Everyone has a great idea in the shower. Everyone gets excited at the beginning of the year. But when the first obstacle hits, and it will hit, the 97% fold. They say, "Oh well, I tried. It wasn't meant to be." The top 3% have a quality called grit. They resolve in advance that they will never give up. They understand that obstacles are not stop signs, they are tests. They are testing how badly you want it. Napoleon Hill found that virtually every successful person he studied achieved their greatest breakthrough just one step beyond the point where defeat seemed absolute. The average person quits right before the gold mine. The successful person keeps digging. So, let's look at the scoreboard. The odds are stacked against you. Gravity is pulling you down. Your biology is pulling you toward the easy path. Your friends are pulling you toward conformity. But you have a choice. You are making that choice right now, in this second. You can choose to leave someday I'll. You can choose to set clear goals. You can choose to cast off the victim mentality. You can choose to be uncomfortable. Brian Tracy has proved this thousands of times. It doesn't matter where you are coming from, all that matters is where you are going. You can start with nothing. Brian did. He started as a laborer washing dishes. But by changing his thinking, he changed his life. I want you to do something right now. I want you to take a piece of paper and write down one major goal you have been putting off. Just one. And then, I want you to write down one action you can take today, not tomorrow, today, to move toward it. And then do it. That small action is the spark that starts the fire. That is how you escape the 97%. If this video woke you up, if it made you a little bit angry at your own excuses, then it did its job. Smash the like button to let the algorithm know you are part of the 3%. Subscribe and turn on the bell. We are building a community of high achievers here, and I don't want you to miss the next lesson. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the golden hour, the morning routine that doubles your productivity before 8 a.m. Stop drifting. Start driving. I'll see you at the top.